Hi, teacher. How are you? I will begin by explaining the third chapter of the book. Remember, our group has assigned part two. I will begin by talking about an important topic that caught my attention. This is computational thinking. Science it tell us about breaking the rules, so for me, it would be like breaking rules that the government wants us to comply with. And this point seems weird to me, where it tell us that we go to another level, and we look ourselves in a bubble, yeah, where we don't allow ourselves to be manipulated by things or rules of the world. I also want to highlight a very important part. It's about the story bestseller in 10 months. And I really like it, this part, since I am also currently doing a project where I am really undertaking and I am doing great with this. But I mean that from my point of view, you should never stay doing anything, yeah? Anything. You always have to be active, very active, doing something innovate or not, but something that contributes to you or better still to society. Well, and the next, I want to talk about the next important point, which is personal development, whereas we should always do. Maybe you read a book on a topic that you like, and how reading tells us to practice meditation, and maybe we can master in a control other techniques. With this, we could control the conscious thought and be able to share more people knowledge, or as the reading would tell us to have a hacker mentally, um, and to be able to look for the most effective solution that gives us good results, and that is able to get greatest number of the people. Yeah. Well, I also want to talk about reality models, yeah, where the book tells us that the society works with belief of our ancestors, and I agree, yeah. With this point, science has seriously believe that most people do or believe many things that aren't true. Yeah, this is a reality, where the society is a bit naive and or stupid. I said, and we only do what we think is correct. But in true, we are educated by the system. Yeah, it is reality, which doesn't want to let you grow. Yeah, because they don't benefit people who think differently. With this I also want to refer to the system of living from, as to as you live how you want, or do you live as they tell you. um, we believe that we are free, but in reality, we are enchained to the monetary, where ants seems to us to that only seek to survive. With this, I also want to include the limitations of the models. And this point for me is more important. The book is so interesting, and
Okay, chapter 4. Rewrite your model of reality. Okay, uh, this chapter is talk about the beginning of the ideas and the belief that we have, and like its influence to us. Well, um, when we talk about like we are ourselves, and like we have the ideas, and like we can believe that we are less, or we think that we don't have the potential to do something, is something that is created when you was a child. Why? Because, well, this chapter talk about the story about a man that he was a child. He was like a problem with like everyone, like acne problems, like bullying and that thing. And for that, he think that he was less to the others, and he have like a low self-esteem. And for that, when he noticed that when he was more younger and adult, he started to think that that was a lie. Like everything that he thought when he was a child, he was like a kid, was a lie. He's a beautiful person. He's have like something that make that the other women go with him, and for that now he has his girlfriend, his wife, later his child, yes, and it's something that changed. Why? Because when you notice that everything that you think, that you believe about yourself is a lie, you're to change your mind. The chapter explains that it's like belief and don't believe that you have in your mind. You believe something that is don't believe. Yes. Well, the other story, well, is like the same, but it's about a man that think that him ideas is not enough to his business and his family, because he have, like I repeat, a lot of self-esteem, because when he was a child, the people tell him that it's not important the ideas, and he started to create like influence to him, and that's the problem, the principal problem that have the chapter, that all life is a lie, because we think something that the other person think. Okay, and that's like the belief of the other, belief of the two, you, yes. Okay, the last story was about a man that he was tired about the problem of the economy that he had, and he go with a a woman that is a psychology, and she hypnotize the others to try to found the problem of him. Well, the woman was it, and she found 3 traumas. The first is that he was a child. He listened the father and the mother talk about that they didn't have money to pay some things, and that day was his birthday, and for that he chose the cheaper thing, because he didn't want to spend the money that their father didn't have. And it's something that we create, because and now influence to him, because he have a lot of problem with the economy, because he think that the money is something that the others think, but him no. And yes, it's something that starts when we are a child, because we listen like the influence to us, maybe your teacher, your fathers, your grandma, your grandpa, your sister, your brother, and that person make you feel and change your belief of yourself. And well, in the end of that I'm gonna talk about, like how to influence your guy and don't change your then belief. When child does something bad, you have to know why he do that. Yes, you don't have to fight with him, you don't have to scream him. No, talk with him and maybe tell him like did you do this, and make think that he is not a bad person, because the father sometimes when you do something you makes you feel that you are a bad person, you're gonna be the baddest person of the family, you yes the worst person of the family, and that's it. You are not. You just have to know what is the problem and change. Create an idea in your mind. And yes, that's it.
Nighttime exercises to rewire beliefs. Realizing just how much we absorb as children made the writer extra careful about what he said to his kids. So, he developed a simple hack to help removing negative beliefs in the children before they go to bed. I am going to explain you how it is. First of all, the gratitude exercise. Take a few minutes and think of 3 to 5 things you're grateful for today. Perhaps it's how the sun fell on your face when you left the house this morning, or the music you listened to on your way to work. It doesn't matter. Small things are important things. Second exercise. The what I love about myself. Think about a quality or an action of yours that made you proud today. You can practice this simple self affirmation in the morning when waking up or just before going to sleep. It doesn't matter if it's something that is not relevant or important to other people. You just think about the way you felt when you lived it. It's not important if you feel proud of a qualification or a song you discovered. Apply these hacks into yourself and it will do a big change too. Now that we know how to do this exercise to rewire belief, it's important to know our external models of reality. These are different to the internal models of reality. The internal models of reality are models that are applied to how we perceive ourselves, but external models of reality are just as powerful in our lives. The external models of reality are the beliefs you have about the world around you, and they have the same importance as your internal models of reality. What do we have to take into account to this? First of all, we all possess a human intuition. What does it mean? That the human intuition is real, and we can practice this and we can get better at turning into it for decision making. It means that if we have a good intuition, we can have a good instinct in decision making. Second one, there is power in mind body healing. Here, he tells us a story about his life when he was a teenager. He had several problems with acne for a lot of time. He went with a lot of doctors and it just didn't get better. So he used something that is called creative visualization. He healed his skin in 4 weeks, just saying like affirmative things to himself in the mirror. It gave himself a huge boost of confidence and self worth. 3. Happiness at work is the new productivity. He tells us how he treats his workers and how is it important to work and with love and like having something that we love and enjoying our work, our job. 4. It is possible to be spiritual but not religious. It means that you can have problems and struggle when you left a religion, but if you believe in a higher power, you can feel right. You are free to construct your own thoughts about the world and your own thoughts about a higher power you believe it is. So he tells us he combined ideas from humanism, pantheism, and spiritual practices like meditation with families, and own beliefs from Hinduism and Christianity. And he picks and chooses depending on how empowering these models feels to his life. So he tells us that we can do the same in our lives. Now that he tells us these four things, he gave us an exercise of examining our models of reality in 12 areas of balance. These are the 12 areas. First, your love relationship. 2. Your friendships. 3. Your adventures. 4. Your environment. 5. Your health and fitness. 6. Your intellectual life. 7. Your skills. 8. Your spiritual life. 9. Your career. 10. Your creative life. 11. Your family life. 12. Your community life. These two tools to rewrite your models of reality. And he finishes telling us if our model of reality is absolute of relative truth. And it doesn't matter because while some things in the world are absolute truths, there are things that just don't. And we have the power to choose what we want to believe and what we want to disbelieve. And that is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. So, that's all from this chapter.
The chapter number 5 is titled Upgrade Your Systems for Living. It starts with Richard Branson's system. He established that a system is a repeating pattern optimized for doing things. Those systems come from what we believe to be good, true, correct, healthy, or necessary. Also, they are the second most important aspect of consciousness engineering to develop your human potential. Richard Branson's system consists in finding and hiring people smarter than you, get them involved and give them a good job. Then step away and trust them. A fundamental point is to make them visualize their work as a mission. He tells us that upgraded systems bring an upgraded life. He compares the systems of life, the ones that you developed and adapt to live better, with the apps or software of a device. They need to be upgraded to get an optimized performance. Following that idea, the author tells us that extraordinary people discover extraordinary effective systems. When you are updating systems, you must follow three steps. The first one is discovery process of new systems. You can do it from books or the internet. The second, refresh rate, about renewing system updates to increase the effectiveness. And the third is set points and measurement. Set points from which you cannot slip below, and measurement for questioning the effectiveness of the systems that you adopt. These steps are necessary for any system in your daily life, specifically for the 12 areas of balance. Then the author presents us the positive psychology of setting points. Failures are changed into a challenge by replacing the feeling of failure with the excitement of achieving a goal. Extremely high goals can lead to failure, so the difficulty of the challenges has to increase gradually. The author established the 5 law. Upgrade your systems for living. By the end of the chapter, the author tells us how Arianna Huffington rules her mind. He writes an anecdote from a talk that he had with her. She established that money and power are not the proper or correct definition of success. She raises 4 basic pillars from a complete life. The first one is well being, the second, wisdom, third, wonder, and fourth, giving. She also mentioned that practices as meditation or the act of giving thanks can improve the way of life of a person.